Hey guys, Mr. Sandoval here. I'm going to go ahead and do some of these radical problems just to show you how we can simplify these. Now these were me multiplying two radicals, but this is a fourth root and this one over here is a square root. It doesn't have a 2. I'm going to go ahead and change this into a rational function, and remember when you do that you have to have the power, which is the 3, divided by the root, which is 4. Same thing with the y. This one we're going to have 1 over 4. We're going to multiply that by x, 5 over, we have an invisible 2, y, 3 over 2. So it's always power over the root. Now if you notice here, we have x and x, and I often ask the students, well, what happens if you do when you multiply x cubed and x squared? Well, you should recognize this. All we're doing is adding the exponents, and you would get x to the power of 5. Well, that's what we're going to be doing here in this case. The only thing, instead of having nice whole numbers, we have fractions. Okay, so we have 3/4 plus 5/2, and then we're going to have multiply that y 1/4 plus 3/2. Okay, now just like you remember from elementary school, you're going to go ahead and do the common denominator, which is 2. So this is going to give you 3/4 plus 10/4, or that's going to give you 13/4. Okay? In this case over here, multiply by 2, and this is going to give you 1/4 plus 6/4, which is 7/4. So now when I rewrite this, okay, I'm going to have x to the power of 13/4, and then y to the power of 7/4. Now from here we can actually go ahead and simplify it even further, okay? And just think about division. How many times does 4 go into 13? And you're going to say, well, 3. Very good, 3. So that number comes outside. Okay, well, what's the remainder? Well, you should have 1 remainder. 4 times 3 is 12, to 13 we have 1 remainder. Now here, 4 goes into 7 only 1 time. What's the remainder? 3. And that should be how you simplify this problem. For this one, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. We're going to change it into a rational exponent, and then we're going to go ahead and simplify also the denominator in much the same way. So 27, we also have to raise that, make it into a rational exponent, and that becomes 1 over 3. The a, we're going to write a, 9 over 3. B, we're going to be 15 over 3. C is negative 27 over 3. Now all of that is my numerator. In the denominator, 16 to the 1/4, and then we have a, negative 8 over 4. B is negative 28 over 4. And C is 12 over 4. Okay? Let me go ahead and make some room over here. And then we can just go ahead and simplify. Okay? 1/3, I'm going to leave that one till the end. Okay? 9 divided by 3, we're going to get a cubed, b to the 5th, 15 divided by 3. 27 divided by 3, that would be negative 9. Over here, negative 8 divided by 4 is negative 2. Negative 7, and then we're going to have c to the 3rd power. Now, what about these guys here, 27 to the 1/3 power? Well, I'm going to go ahead and change that. Can I make it into a base, a simplified base? Well, if you remember, 27 is 3 to the 3rd power. Okay, well, when you do that and you multiply by 1/3, or you raise it by the 1/3, what do you do with those two numbers? That's right, you multiply them. So you're going to get 3, remember, put a 1 underneath, you're going to get 3 over 3, or 3 to the 1 power. So that becomes a 3. Same thing with the 16. Can I reduce it to a small base where I can raise it to a certain power? And if you simplify it, you're going to find out it's 2. Some students, they like to go, we'll do it over here, they'll do the factor tree. Well, 8 times 2, 4 and 2, 2 and 2. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how we know it's 2 to the 4th power. I'll write it here, 2 to the 4th is equal to 16. And we'll do the same thing we did before, and this gives you a 2. Now, a lot of students get to this part. Now, what do? Well, remember, when you're dividing, okay, polynomials, and you're dividing exponents, you're going to subtract from top to bottom. So this guy, the a, is going to be 3 minus what? Well, negative 2. That means you have double negative. Same thing with the b. 5 minus what? Negative 7. Double negative. The last one, c, negative 9 minus what? Minus 3. And now we can go ahead and simplify it. Okay. Double negative becomes positive. We get 5. Negative negative becomes a positive 12. Negative 9 minus 3, negative 12. Now remember, and we had a 3 on the numerator, and we had a 2 in the denominator. Now we can continue to simplify it further. Remember, negative exponents, we do the reciprocal. So you're left with 3a to the 5th, b to the 12th power. We have 2 in the denominator and c to the 12th. And ladies and gentlemen, that's your answer.